Hi, in the second phase of version 2.6, we'll be getting a rerun of both Acheron and Aventurine. These two have been both very popular characters for multiple reasons, but most notably, they are both one of the strongest characters in the game. However, there has been a bit of time since their release, and are they still worth it? Well, here are some pros and cons of each character to see if you should still pull for them. Before we start, I'll be giving away a supply pass / welcome moon to my subscribers at 6k subs, so make sure you subscribe. To start things off, let's first talk about Acheron. Acheron is an absolute monster of a DPS. On release, she was crowned as the best DPS in the game, and honestly, to this day, it's not that far off either. She is a very non-traditional unit as she herself follows the path of nihility and uses other nihility units to buff her damage instead of harmony units. This at first was a small downside, but as time moved on, more upgrades like new nihility units and light currents were released, so that is not really a problem anymore. To this day, she is still the only unit that's able to complete all 3 endgame game modes with no caveats. She has the versatility for MOC, the AoE for PF, and the damage for AP, with the only thing you have to do is to switch her teammates around. But not all is perfect, as recently there has been a massive focus on follow-up attack units and break units. This means that while Acheron is by no means weak in recent times, she is outshadowed by many of the newer units as both the content is favored towards them and the new upgrades are also favored towards them. In addition, Acheron being a very untraditional unit as she is a main DPS sitting in a nihility role, means that if there are no plans for nihility DPS to become the mainstay meta of the game, the future upgrades are few and far in between as this archetype is very niche. And to add insult to injury, if Sunday is any indication for anything in the future, there will be a very likelihood that summon characters will be the next thing on the meta list, so Acheron will only fall further behind. So with all that being said, Acheron is still a very strong and capable DPS, being able to clear all contents as long as you have her right teammates. But as we can see, time has passed and the nobility of Acheron has fallen off, in favor of newer units. As an Acheron merchant myself, sitting at E2, as much as I hate to say this, unless you really like her and or have perfect teammates for her, such as Sparkle, Jiaochu, etc., I'll recommend holding off on her for now, or at the very least, try not to spend absolutely everything on her. However, switching to the other side, Aventurine, who is at his prime right now in the game, and is likely to keep being in the spotlight for a while. Aventurine is an insanely strong shielder who was the first to bring forward a new type of unit, and that is damage sustains. On release, in addition to topping Japar's shielding power without using his ultimate, he also was the first sustain to do meaningful damage. This, in addition to his semi-skill point friendliness, made him an extremely strong powerhouse right off the bat, beating Fushuan and really any other sustains in the game. And to this day, Aventurine is only getting stronger as we are currently in a follow-up attack meta. And guess who is the premier support for this archetype? Yep, Aventurine. So it almost feels like his reign as the best sustain is not gonna stop anytime soon, as even if follow-up is a meta, he is still an incredible support in other teams too. But with all that being said, just as likely as it is for follow-up attack meta to continue, it is just as likely for it to end. Like I said, he'll work elsewhere too, but in FUA teams is where he truly shines. In the other teams, there is most likely a better sustain that fits those teams more. But realistically, that is all I can really say for his bad points, as he really is just that good. In addition, as Sunday is likely to bring forward a summon meta, it is also very likely that those summons will be follow-up attacks. And guess who likes that? You got it, Aventurine. So unless you really don't like him and or have a lot of powerful sustain options already, you probably should still consider him. My guess is that he will continue being the number 1 or at least top 3 best sustains in the game at least for a very long time. Well, usually I would say it's fine to skip him if you have, let's say, Lingsha and Fushuan, but I doubt that this Gamma Goblin will be outshadowed by anyone anytime soon.